Wow. Something is not on today. Something is not right. So, this is one of those days. This is really one of those days. Technology sometimes just kicks you out of your concept, and this is what is happening this afternoon. So, apologies for starting very late. For those of you who are joining us, thank you for your patience, and thank you for sticking with us. You are tuned into the GloBUNTU School of Life Masterclass. This is our fourth episode, our fourth full episode. And my name is Beatrice Achaleke. I am your host, and I am looking forward to another incredible masterclass today. We have an amazing master teacher, and well, you know, this is the GloBUNTU School of Life Masterclass, and at GloBUNTU Books, we are passionate about collecting, documenting, and sharing African stories. This is where you're tuned in. This masterclass is for the whole family. So get your friends, get your family, get your popcorn or whatever you're doing, whether you're getting your pap or whatever it is that makes you happy. Let's sit down and listen to incredible stories that will, with a lot of wisdom, You know, for this masterclass, I personally handpicked master teachers who have journeyed through life, who have learned their lessons, who have fallen down, stood up, and ran forward and bounced forward. So this is what this masterclass is all about. It's sharing juicy content with you. It's helping you to best manage your life, especially in times like this. I hope you and your loved ones are keeping safe and protected and guided. And that said, let's get quickly into the masterclass. And I would like to introduce to you our today's master teacher. This is Mr. Mario Marito, the founder and CEO of Marito Social Enterprises. He's going to talk to you. This man has an incredible story to share with you, and I would like to welcome him to the master class. Mario, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm very well, and thank you once again for the privilege that you have given to me to share with Africa, the son of Africa. This is my honor to be here today.
Thank you very much. So those of you who are joining us, know that you can join us live via Facebook and YouTube. Make sure to participate in the story. Use the comment box to share your comments, to give us your opinions, to cheer the master teacher. If there is anything that you want to share with us, please use the comment box both on Facebook and on YouTube. So that said, we are going straight into the story. Mario, will you quickly introduce yourself in a nutshell? Who are you?
All right, my name is Mario. I'm 46 years old. I'm originally born in Angola. My first few years was in South Africa, and then I moved to Europe. Currently, I'm basic in South Africa, and I own, as already all said, I am the co-founder of Marito Social Enterprise.
Okay, you said in your intro that determination. No, before we get right there, tell me what are the things that you've learned about yourself during this pandemic? We're all currently locked down, locked out, locked in, locked out. There's a pandemic, it's been more than 1 year. What have you learned about yourself during this time?
What I've learned during this time is to be positive, even on difficult moments, because I know in every tunnel, at the end of the tunnel, there is a light. No matter how difficult the situation is, we can always overcome that once we have a positive mindset.
Incredible. That I can understand. We can't afford not to have a positive mindset at this time. It's really, really important, and it's also important that we are reminded by people who have journeyed through life how important it is, to be patient and to be positive. Mario, this masterclass comes to our listeners in 4 chapters. This is the first chapter, is the introduction. Chapter 2, we are going to get to know your story, get to know, that defining moment that changed your life forever. And in chapter 3, we will be talking about, you'll be sharing with us the 5 key lessons that you have learned so far. In chapter 4, we will be wrapping it up in a nutshell, in a very exciting way. So right now, let's take our listeners straight into the story. What is that defining moment in your life that changed the course of your life forever? What was that?
That moment was when I decided to leave my parents' house at the age of 16 and going to Europe without nothing. That was the moment when I realized that I had to take the destiny on my own end. Growing up in South Africa, I grew up under apartheid, where Black people were only limited to do things. So by the day when I decided to go away to Europe without nothing, that was that was a key time on my life.
Excellent. So you said in your intro, you said your 3 Ds: determination, discipline. What is the other one?
Dedication.
Dedication, determination, and dedication. Tell us about that.
Yes, exactly. I mean, first of all, I believe that before you do anything, you gotta have a goal. You gotta know where you wanna go. Once you know where you wanna go, then you gotta have a discipline to follow it. Once you have the discipline to follow it, you have to have determination, because during the course of that journey, there will be a lot of obstacles. There will be a lot of setups. There will be a lot of times that you think you can't make it. Without determination and dedication, you can never get to the destiny. But first of all, you need to have discipline. Discipline is the key for every single thing. Hard work. There are times that you need to work hard. You need to work hard because those are the times that push you from point A to point B. Without hard work, you cannot get nowhere.
You're listening to someone who knows what he's talking about. So again, if you're on Facebook, join the conversation. Tell us your experience. What are lessons that you've learned along the journey of life? What are your principles? What is your mantra? When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that comes into your mind? What is driving you through life? What have you learned so far? Use the comment box and share with us your experiences. This is an open masterclass. In as much as we have a master teacher, we welcome comments. Let's have this conversation together. So use your comment box and let's get the conversation going. Mario, in your description, it says from a homeless, a refugee in Europe to a diplomatic representative of your country, and then now you move back to Europe, to South Africa, to launch your series of companies, your group of companies. So tell us, how do you go from, put it in a nutshell, how do you go from being a homeless person, in Europe, to becoming a diplomatic representative of your country in the same Europe? And what makes you drop it all to come back to South Africa to say, this is where I want to set up my companies?
First of all, one has to understanding what is my purpose in life. Why was I born to do? This is the first thing that I always say. Like I said, I was born in Angola during the wartime. My both parents were very young at the time when I was born. So what happens? My mom took me to my grandmother on the village. When I came to the village, at the very same year, the war started. So I had to run away with my two aunties and my grandmother to a different country. And from that moment, I never saw my biological parents for all those years. So I was practically brought up with my two aunties. But during this course of time, as I was growing up, I realized that my life had to have a meaning. When I came to this world, my life had to have a purpose. There was to have a meaning. Why do I live life? There had to be a reason for that. So as I grew up, because I'm a dyslexic type of person, I was not the best student. If many of a few outside there might identify with me, I was not the best student. But one thing for sure I had, I knew exactly what I wanted. So when I was 16 years old, I decided to leave my country and follow my heart. Since I was a little boy, one of the things that I wanted to do, I always wanted to impact people's life. And I realized that Africa is independent politically, not economically. Even on the young age, I already realized that. So I decided, how can I best impact my own continent? I could only impact my continent by owning industrial, by being economically empowerment. So one of the reasons why I went to Europe, first of all, was not to stay there. It was to learn. Why were the Europeans better than us? In many aspects, in terms of development, in terms of economical, why were they in advance? So that was one of the reasons why I went to Europe. But as many of you Africans like me are in Europe, I went in a way that I did not know anybody there. I did not have money when I went. The only thing that I had, it was my dream and the vision. I was smuggling back into Europe. Once I got there, I landed up on the street of Amsterdam. I don't know if many of you are familiar with the street of Amsterdam. I stayed in the street for a period of 6 months, begging for food. But I still had my vision. I still have my goal. What brought me to Europe? I stayed on the street for about 6 months because I lived on the street of if you are in Amsterdam, many of you know where the red district is. I begged on that street. During that period of begging, I met two guys from Congo, and they asked me, Mario, where are you from? I explained to them where I was from. I explained to them the reason why I came there. And then I went to ask for asylum seeking. During this period of asylum seeking, I was accepted, but I had in mind that my goal was not achieved until I to come back to African Impact. So in 2010, I came back after many years, after I established myself. I came back to Africa, specific to Angola, to start my company. But coming back during this time, what happens, I undermined Africa. I thought, no, I don't need to bring the best equipment to start in Africa. I need just to bring something small because it was Africa. That was the mistake number one I did. So when I got to Africa, to Angola, I lost everything. I lost completely everything. The only thing I had was my dream. I even lost the contact with my own children. My wife in the Netherlands left me because everybody says going to Africa, he's never gonna come back, he's not gonna make it. So once I was in Rwanda, my own family turned their back to me. Why? Because I had nothing. But deep down myself, I knew that I had my goal. So I went to move into a room of 4x4. During the time when sometimes when I slept, rats could go under my feet. You could feel rats going around, but I had a dream. I focus on my dream. And during this point of time, I started a small business where I used to buy potato from the market. I used to peel it and I used to sell it again to some other small businesses around. So as time went by, one day I stumbled one of my cousins where he told me, but why are you, what's going on? It's when he introduced me to one of my uncles who had quite who helped me boosting to get myself into the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Angola. Once I was there, they realized that I had potential. I had potential to contribute on that. That's how I went back to Europe, specifically in Frankfurt, as a diplomat. But I said to my uncle that I'm only gonna be there for 7 years. After 7 years, I must come back and contribute in Africa. I could not contribute just by being there. My contribution was to start what was started from the beginning, which means was to create a company. After 7 years working as a diplomat, I decided to quit and I decided to pack and come back. And it was not an easy journey, especially leaving from the comfort zone to come and start from the beginning again. But God is so wonderful. Nature is so wonderful. The universe is so wonderful that today here I am. I'm proudly owner of a factory where I employ basically women, single mothers from the advantaged community because they are the breads of their houses. I also have a mobile car wash where the mobile car wash recycles the water by itself and it's contribute for the pollution of the environment. And also we employ women and young people. That is basically my story. Although the time is short, I would have wanted to share more things in detail, but this is just to wrap everything in short period of time. What I want to say, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, no matter how hard the situation is, you always can make it once you have the right mindset. Once you've got the discipline, once you've got the dedication, once you've got the determination, because it's not going to be easy journey. It's not going to be easy journey, but you can make it. In you, there is a winner. Nothing can stop you. If nothing could stop me, not even conquer a different continent, nothing can stop nobody. And this is my message of tonight. If you have a dream, you can make it. Because by birth, you are already a winner. In you, there is the best. It is up to us to take Africa to the next level. It is up to us to sit down and not be a victim of what happened yesterday, but being an example and a Victoria of tomorrow. We are the hopes of Africa. Africa depends on us. We are the light. Some of us who had the privilege to go outside and learn, come back home, bring those knowledge home. Let's encourage those who are home. If we made it, they can make it. Africa needs us. Africa is our mother continent. And I'm sure together we can make a difference. Together we are like a strong chain. Once a chain are connected together, it's stronger. But once a chain is living apart, then it's a ring. We are the change of tomorrow. And I believe sincerely that we can change Africa. Africa is the future. There is a lot we can give back to the world.
Whoa, how powerful. Jeez. I mean, the way you package that powerful stories, those of you out there listening to the story, you probably are as mesmerized as I am in a few seconds, in a few minutes, to give you that powerful story from going from a child, 16 years old, going to Europe, being on the street, becoming a diplomat, and coming back and going forth. I mean, that's quite much. That's quite much. And when you hear Mario speak, you definitely know that this is someone who has walked the journey. The nuggets that he's giving you, that he's giving us right here, I hope you're taking note of that. I hope you're listening to the message. The 3Ds: dedication, discipline, determination, and hard work. What are you doing for yourself? What have been the lessons that you've learned? What does Mario's message awaken in you? What is, what comes into your mind when you hear him speak? Does he encourage you? Does he activate anything in you? Please share with us in the comment box. And again, he says you must have a purpose in life. That's the key thing. Know where you're going. And, having that determination, that mindset to say, I have a vision, I have a dream, no matter how much, how far I get on the other side, I don't have to forget my dream. I always have to fall back. So the question is, what is your dream? What is your purpose in life? Have you realized it? Share with us. We want to know what your dream is, what your purpose is, and what is it that you're doing with it. Have you encountered obstacles along the way? What are those obstacles, and how are you dealing with the obstacles? What is your mantra? What keeps you going in times of difficulties? We want to hear from you. Please give us your comment, whether you're joining us from Facebook or from YouTube. We are here to listen to you, share with us, and we continue with the masterclass. But because that's what's so powerful, I need you guys to reflect a little bit, maybe type in your messages or your impressions. And in that time, to give you that time, we're going to take a very quick break. And when we come back from the break, we're jumping straight into chapter 2. And in chapter 2, Mario will be sharing with us the 5 key lessons that he has learned along this very turbulent yet exciting journey.
I'm looking forward for that.
So welcome back. You tune into the GloBUNTU School of Life Masterclass. And today our master teacher is Mario Marito. He is the founder and CEO of Marito Social Enterprises. My name is Beatrice Achaleke. I'm your host. At GloBUNTU Books, we pride ourselves with collecting, documenting, and sharing powerful African stories. And this is episode 4 of our School of Life Masterclass. Mario, that was powerful. So those of you out there, I hope you've been reflecting on all the powerful messages that Mario put out to us, challenging us, calling us. I hope we are listening. So if you're here for the first time, make sure to like our channel, or better again, subscribe, because then you know when the next masterclass is upcoming. We want to go to the juicy part of this masterclass, well, the other juicy part to say, lessons learned. Mario, from that that very powerful story, that turbulent, again, yet provoking, exciting story, you must have learned a whole lot of lessons. In this masterclass, we want you to share the 5 most important lessons that you have learned along the way. How about we begin with lesson 1?
I mean, the lesson 1 that I've learned is to be humble. I've learned to be humble. You gotta humble yourself. When you humble yourself, you learn a lot. By humble yourself, you learn to listen. You learn to observe. The second thing that I've learned myself is to have faith. You gotta have faith. Faith can move mountains. Once you have faith on what you're about to do, once you have faith on your goals, once you have faith on your call for life, you can move anything. Faith can make you move from point A to point B. That faith is one thing that I've learned. The other thing that I've learned is to respect. You gotta learn to respect. Respect is the basic of everything. First of all, respect ourselves, because by respecting ourselves, we are respecting the one that created us. By respecting ourselves, you are respect the one who is surrounding you. By respecting of yourself, you respect those you came to serve. The fourth thing that I've learned is to serve. I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve. In order to make a good thing, I need to serve. Means that whatever I do, I should not be arrogant, but I should have the humble mind that I'm here to serve. That's why I said I come back to Africa. Why? Because I need to serve Africa. I need to be the vehicle to Africa. The fifth thing that I've learned, it is always to learn. Be open to learn, because life on itself is a teacher and a student. For me, we need to learn every single day. Every single day you need to learn. That's why I realized for me to go to the next step, I need to change my mindset. Be like a small child. Means that you have to learn in every single process. When you fell down, you must learn, why did I fail? Why did I fall down? What did I do wrong? What are the lessons that I've learned during my mistakes? So these are the 5 things that I've learned through this journey of life, if I can put it in a very short way.
Phew, how powerful. I don't know, those of you out there following on Facebook, on YouTube, I don't know how you feel right now. You know, some of these lessons, we know all the words. We know the words respect. We know lifelong learning. We know humility. We know what is the other one? Faith, and all of them, serving, being here to serve. So what is your interpretation? What is your understanding? Are those words empty words for you, or what is the content that you add to those words? What do you associate those words with? And how are you living by those principles? Maybe you have other life principles that you're living by. What are those principles? And maybe you have a question for Mario, or you have a suggestion, or you have an experience that you want to share. Again, the comment box is there for you on Facebook, on YouTube, for you to join the conversation and to share with us. This is an open masterclass, and so feel free to share. I see on YouTube, I see our upcoming master teacher, Yvonne Chengwe. This is our next teacher, sometimes next week. See you, sister. Thank you for being here. I see my sister, Regine, from Germany. Thank you, Regine, for tuning in. Stembile is another master teacher coming up. She loves the master class. And I see you from all the way from Cape Town. So, ladies, if you have young ones around you, let them take part in this conversation and let them give us their opinion through you. We want to hear from the younger generation if, you know, some of the conversations that we're having here have an impact on them. So we're going back to Mario. Mario, humility. Let's talk about humility. I know you've said quite a lot. Why is humility one of your one of the lessons that you've learned? How come, does it come, well, I don't want to interpret. Why is humility so important for you?
I think when we are humble, we serve best. Because my biggest role model was my grandmother. And what I've learned from my grandmother is being humble. When you are humble, you have the ability to touch more people, to have this humbleness brings you to the root cause of everything. If I mean, I do respect every background. I was brought up as a Christian. So if you look at the path of Jesus Christ, he was humble. Every single leader that served their nation, they were humble. Look at Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a humble leader. Look at Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was humble. You need to humble yourself in order to serve better. Because if you don't humble yourself, you cannot serve better. This is how I put being humble the first priority. And
Okay,
one more thing, for you, if you allow me, one more thing.
please go
Imagine
ahead.
with our leaders in Africa. Imagine with our leaders in Africa, they would have been humble to serve their nation. How better Africa would have been. The moment we allow arrogance to take the course of us, we lose the purpose of our life. So humbleness for me is the key. Like I said, I look at Mahatma Gandhi, I look at Martin Luther King, I look at Nelson Mandela, and many more other people who came before them. They had the character. One of the character that I learned from them is being humble.
Thank you so much, Mario. Whew, that's really powerful. You out there, I hope you're getting it. You're getting it. You know why it's so important to be humble in whatever you do. Mario, you speak more than how many languages do you speak? Let's pick that one. What is your first language, and how many languages do you speak?
I speak Portuguese, I speak English, I speak the Netherlands, I speak a bit of Germany, and I've got some local native languages that I also speak. So these are the languages that I do speak fluently.
Okay. Now, thank you for that. You see, every African, we Africans, we speak a lot of languages. That's, quite a talent. We have a talent in learning languages. And sometimes we speak some of these colonial languages. And, you look at us and you're like, who? So someone who speaks all the languages that Mario speaks, I mean, okay, I want to keep it there. But it's a sign of appreciation. Mario, you and I know what it means to live in Europe. I lived in Europe for 20 years and I quit. And here I am, and you lived in Europe as well. So there
Yes.
may be some sisters and brothers out there who are thinking like, I would like to move back to the continent, especially now during the pandemic. There's so many paradigms and dynamics that are changing, and quite a lot of people are thinking maybe it is the time for me to move back to the continent. And but they're still hesitant. They're still not very sure. What does it take for you to get to that space where you say, I don't care what is happening. No matter what, I am moving back to the continent. And in spite of all the challenges that I face, that I'm going to face, that will always be there. I made that conscious decision to stay in the continent and to establish my business. So, what advice will you give to anyone, any brother, any sister who is still out there trying to, hesitating and but wanting to come, but not making the decision?
First of all, I will say it's not the easy decision to leave the comfort zone to come back home. But remember, home is home. Home is a place where heart belongs. First of all, I would encourage to come back home for the fact Africa has a lot of opportunities. In terms of growth, Africa is still, we haven't even touched a bit of the potential of Africa. With what you have learned in Europe, if you can come back home and contribute, it will be something extremely that will touch a lot of people. But I would say it's not easy. It's not an easy decision, but it's one of the best decisions that you can make. There will be at times that you will think twice because you are used to into different mindset. You are used to into different comfortability. But one thing is for sure: Africa of today is not Africa of yesterday, and it's not gonna be the Africa of tomorrow. There are a lot of opportunities in Africa. There are a lot of rooms for greater minds. There are a lot of room for all of us. And this is the continent where we were born. So if we were born here, come back home. Come and serve your people. Come and serve your continent. No matter what you can contribute, no matter how small it is, it means something. I always say, if all of us can do something small, Imagine how big it will be if we all can put our effort. So for my brothers and sisters who are outside there, I know the challenge is big, but come if you can come back, I can tell you will never regret. It's not gonna be an easy journey. It's gonna be a difficult journey, but I'm sure if you went back, you went to Europe or in America or in Asia and you could make it, then it tells you that you have what it takes to come back home and make the best out of it.
Powerful message right there. I second that message because I've been on that journey as well. And I'm glad that you said the things that you said, Mario. So those of you who are out there, what are your key challenges? Those of you who want to come home, but you haven't made the decision for whatever reason, share in the comments box, what are your key challenges? We may pick that and work on it. So it may give you, the answer that you need in order to make that decision. So whether you're here today, you're sharing, or whether you're watching the video later, and maybe if this video if you get the lessons and you find, that there's someone around you who needs what we're sharing here, please feel free to share. Feel free to share as much as possible, and let's keep the conversation going. Remember, sharing can change someone's life forever, because the master teachers in this masterclass, their lives are masterclasses that have the power to transform lives. So let's share the message. Let's get more people engaged. Mario, where do I begin right now? I would like to take a break. I don't want to take that break. I'll keep the conversation moving. And right now, I'd like us to move into chapter 3. And chapter 3 of the conversation is looking at your next chapter. Where are you right now? What are you up to? How far is your business? What do you need in order to get to the next level? What are what are the achievements that you have acquired so far? So where do you stand right now, and where are you looking forward to?
Right now, I'm just touching the surface of what I want to achieve. My biggest goal is to empower women, young entrepreneurs, young people. At the moment, we already started. We put it the seed. I see myself uh, in terms of the business. We are producing washing powder and dishwasher liquid. So we started in South Africa, and very soon we're gonna start moving our product to other parts of Africa, like the SADC first. But by saying this, my product should not go to the big retailers shops. My product should be distributed by local organizations. I'm working with local organization as my main distributor. So what we do with the local organization, we train the local people to be our retailers. So once we train those people to be a retailers, means that from our factory goes to organization. Like for instance, the churches. The churches decided to choose members inside their churches, which means that they become the retailer for each and every washing powder that goes out. 2% of that has to go back to the community development. That's why I call my company Marito Social Enterprise. Means that we should not only make money, but what can we give back to the community? And women, on my point of view, they're the key of every society. Why don't we empower them? So that's why I decided I work directly with organization. So we train the organization, like I say, church organization, women's organization, youth organization, to be the distributor. On their own organization, they identify women or youth or people, member of their own community, where we come and train them to be a retailer. So it means that from us, we create more other entrepreneurs. At the moment, we are focused to conquer to put the project on Southern Africa. In two years from now, we're going to the Central Africa, East Africa. In 5 years from now, we are looking to have our product in all African countries. But one thing that I want to emphasize, I do not just want to make money. I want to make a product that change lives. I want to make a product that gives 2% back to their own community. That's the whole purpose of what I do. And I believe in the near future, you might see our product going into Africa. I always say, I do not sell a product, but I sell transformation. My philosophy is, if somebody asks you for a fish, don't give him a fish, but teach him to caught the fish from the river. Give him the tools. So through our product, we make sure that we give them the tools that they can be independent, so that they can be entrepreneurs on their own ways and make a difference on their own communities.
Sure. Okay, that's a vision, right? That's a vision of someone who grew up as a refugee, who lands on the street and begging, who gets back on his feet and comes back to the continent with a purpose, with a dream to transform. Now, Mario, you consciously choose women to be your distributors, women and youth, especially single moms. This is something that intrigues me in your concept. Quite a lot of entrepreneurs, when they start up their business, what they want to do is to get to make as much profit as possible, so they can drive in flashy cars and go around having a big life and all of that. Not with you. Why does that sense of social responsibility come from you saying, I consciously make the decision not to take my product to the stores, but to build a chain of community distributors, because this will help transform them? Where does that sense of responsibility come from?
First of all, I will say that women are the cornerstone of every society. I personally my mom and my grandmother are my heroes. They are the people that I look at. And I realize that when we look at African societies, there are a lot of mothers out there who, in fact, they are the ones who are they are the only breadwinners of their house. So why not empower a woman? Because once you empower a woman, you are empower the house. Once you empower the house, you empower the community. Once you empower the community, you empower the country. Once you empower the country, you empower the continent. So I personally have a great admiring for women, and I believe that women in Africa were victimized for many years. For many years, forgive me, for many years, women were putting aside on the corner. But it is time that we need to recognize that they are the key pillar of our society. If we look in South African history, Winnie Mandela was one of the women who stand up. There is also a saying that behind a successful man, there is a strong woman. If we look biblical, God chose a woman to save the world. It's where Jesus came from. So woman plays important role, and that's why I choose women.
Cool. Your mom must be very proud of you when she is. And I guess anyone who is listening, those of you out there, where you listen to Mario's opinions, what do you think? What do you think? We are looking for men who understand the plight of women and who can package their businesses to respond to the needs of women, because again, women are the backbone of the society. We know that. So what is your take on that? Are you a woman out there? What do you think? Are you a man out there? What are you doing? What is on your mind right now? Do you think Mario is good? How many Marios do we need? We want to hear your opinion. Use the comment box and share your opinions with us. Take part in the masterclass. Again, remember, this is an active masterclass. It's an open masterclass, and we welcome all your comments. So Mario, there are a whole lot of things that I could talk to you about. There are a whole lot of host of questions that I could ask you, but this masterclass is limited to a certain, it's a limited masterclass, but I will not be surprised. And again, if you want us to bring Mario back for a second masterclass, please put it in the comment box. This is the truth for all the master teachers. If there's a master teacher whom you say, I need some more deepening, I need to hear more, I need to get some tools, use the comment box and share with us so we can get back. We are here to serve. We're here to serve. And sometimes I think those of us who come back to the continent, we have a different approach to things. And I can resonate with a whole lot of things that Mario said. That's the concept of GloBUNTU books. A whole lot is it's in place right there that goes with what he's saying. So that said, I want us to move to the last chapter of no. Before we go to the last chapter, Mario, where can people find you? Where is your business based? Where is your business based?
Exactly, that's what I want. I'm basic in Mafikeng, that's the Northwest province, but I also want to ask people from all over the world, brothers and sisters, mothers and mothers and fathers out there. I would like to have your input. If there is any other input that you can put for us to take this goal, which is not only mine now, it's our vision, all of us Africans, please feel free to give your feedback to me. How can I improve this? How can we make this better? Remember, together we are strong. You can get me via my Facebook, or you can get via my email address, or you can get me via my WhatsApp number. One of those channels you can get me. But I would love to have your input. Let's stick together. Together we are strong.
Okay, that said, in the description box of this video, you will find Mario's Facebook link. You can find him on Facebook. And if you really want to reach out to him and you can't find him, listen, we have contact to all our master teachers. We will link you to Mario. What you do is you inbox me and we'll connect you to Mario. Great. Regine says, this one. Mario, while we're looking at this, Mario hast du deine Mitarbeiterinnen selbst ausgebildet? So that was a German question. We are into our colonial languages right now. Mario, did you train your team, your team members, your employees by yourself? That's one question.
Yes.
But before we take that one, I want to ask you, Mario, why detergent? Why did you choose to do detergent?
Okay, first of all, let me put this in this way. Why did I choose something like that? It's because remember that everybody needs to clean. Everybody needs to wash, whether you are poor, whether you are rich, whether you're from where or where. And the other thing that I also thought of, remember that it's something that African population is growing. So now, 5 years from now, where will the population go? But not only this, remember that cleaning has a very deep meaning to me. You have to clean yourself in order to be clean. To be clean means that Africa needs to rechange their mind in order to go to the next level. That's why I chose that. And yes, going to the second question from Regine in Germany, yes, I do train my staff. I do train them constantly. I do train the retailers. I do train the entrepreneurs. Our training are basically on different things. Firstly, our training are training how to deal with finance. How do you deal with your finance? Secondly, we training how to be entrepreneur. Because what is entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is a mindset. It's a mindset. So we got too many different trainings that we do. Yes, we do training. Training is a key part of our program as well.
Thank you, Mario. We're coming gradually to the end of the masterclass. We still have chapter 4 to touch on. But again, I'm trying to convey to you out there that if you have any questions, if the masterclass ends today, we're not at the end. Remember, this is a long masterclass. We will always come back to your questions, so always use the comment box. And again, bring more people to this masterclass. We want to see more people attending. We want to see more people benefiting from this content. We want to see more people inspired, not just inspired, but transformed. We want to see more people, being able to take the contents that we share in this masterclass to reshape their life, to reshape their vision, to give them the permission that they may need to get to do the things that they set out to do, or to reshape their purpose. Okay, Mario, I want to ask you one more question before we move right there. We're all in this pandemic together. There's some people who are really depressed. There are kids who are having a lot of challenges trying to survive the pandemic. You and I, we've gone through all kinds of shitty situations, we have to call it that way. You have gone through a whole lot in your life. So what kind of advice will you give people who think that being in this kind of situation, in this kind of challenging situation, it's depressing, or doesn't have, or don't, people who don't know how to deal with, the challenges that come with the changes that we're going through because of the pandemic? What advice will you give to them right there?
Yeah, definitely. This is a very difficult moment, one moment in this period of time. But my advice is, you should be positive. Create a positive mindset. Remember that the pandemic will be over someday. Someday this will be over. And the only thing that you have, it's your mindset. Keep yourself positive. Think on the good things that are coming. Don't just think on the pandemic, but think on the good things that are coming. For sure, it will be over. At this point of time, you need your family. If you need to talk to your family, talk to your family. If you need to look for advice. But one thing that you should keep is the positive mindset. It will be over someday. It's difficult, but it will be over.
Thank you very much for that advice. I hope that helps you. It certainly falls on ears that are listening. Regine asks another question. How about discipline at work? Mario, I'll let you take that. Training your employees to about being disciplined at work. So can you take that? Let's keep it very short so we move on to the next part of the masterclass, please.
Yeah, I mean, discipline at work is one of the key things that we have. Remember that discipline is trying to do things in the right way. It's a bit of challenge sometimes to have them disciplined, but yes, we do it. And thankfully that our workers are quite disciplined. And yes, they are doing quite well in that aspect. Remember also, discipline means that it is the key component to serve better. Remember that we are only good until our last work. So we can only achieve excellent by having discipline. And that's why it's one of our key cornerstone.
Thank you very much. I want to add to that. I think one mistake that some of us make when we have been to Europe and we come back here is that we think we have to bring the European environment right here. We have a culture in Africa. We have our traditions. We have our values. We have a work culture. And I think sometimes ignoring those, some of the dynamics that we have here because you want to bring your experience from another culture right here is what causes a lot of problems. When I got here, the first thing that I had to do was to sit down and learn Africa. I had to let Africa teach me. If you're coming because you've been out there and you want to bring everything and come fix Africa, come teach Africa, you are in the wrong mindset. You're programmed to fail. But if you come and you take your time, understand the environment, and know what it means to, bring those values into the workplace, but at the same time, not because you think Africa hasn't got what it takes. I'm saying, I'm not talking to you, Mario, I'm just putting this out there, saying that's the mistake that quite a lot of people make. And then when things don't work, they say it's because of Africans. Africans are not disciplined. Africans are not this. Africans are not that. So undisciplined people, you find them everywhere. People who don't come to work punctually, people who don't understand your vision, you find them everywhere. But I just wish for us to look for the positive in Africa. There is a whole lot. If we focus on that positive, we create more positivity. If we pick up the negative thing, which I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I just think that many more people are talking about that and ignoring what is working. And I want to see what is working. That is the most important thing for me. I don't know your take on that, Mario. Do you want to add something quickly to that before we move to the last?
Yes. I mean, yes, that's what I said. It's important for you to be humble. Why do I say humble? When you go to no matter where, whether it's Africa, Europe, Asia, you have to come back to you have to come and humble and learn from them. But remember that we African, there's a lot that we can learn from ourselves. Because come back to African, we got certain way of doing things. Does not mean that it's wrong. It's just different. If you're humble enough to understand them and just to correct some of those things, or even to learn from them and just make the best out of it, everything is here.
Thank you for that. And just one last sentence. When we go to Europe, we have what they call the integration program. and you have to integrate. You don't bring your African baggage to a European society. So when you come, you have to match by their rules. So when you come to Africa, I wish that we understand that that's a similar environment. It may not be for me. I mean, we come from there. I'm not saying we should maintain it. I'm just saying we have, just like you said, there's enough of positive things here that we need to look at and to harness and to amplify. So Mario, if you're ready, and I would like to take you to the last part of our masterclass. And this one is a fun-filled one. We want it to be as authentic, as natural, as compact as possible. So I'm going to invite you to complete a few sentences for me in a nutshell. Okay. So the key words that best describe are
be a good person and serve always.
The most precious thing that I possess is
love.
Looking back at my life, I now know that looking back at my life, the one thing that I'm sure of is
appreciation and grateful. Be grateful for everything.
Mm-hmm. My number one weapon against insecurity is
forgiveness.
Ooh, okay. Being alive means to me that
means to be thankful for every single moment that I have here.
What most people do not know about me is that
I'm just a simple person and a humble servant.
Mm-hmm. The one thing that I cherish about my mom and my grandmom is that
their love,
or the one thing that I always
kindness.
wanted to let's put it this way. The one thing that I always wanted to tell my mom and my grandmom is that
I love them. My life could be nothing without them. They are my heroes, my star. I cannot have life without them. I'm just have a word of gratitude for everything they've done for me. If it's one thing I could give it to them, it's my humbleness and my love to them.
Okay, I am proud to be an African because
this is my country, this is my life, this is the beginning, and this is the end for me. It's my love.
Okay, I gave up my job as a diplomat in Europe and came back to Africa because
I want to leave a legacy. I want to make a difference. And I believe that this is the place where I should leave legacy, and this is the place where I should contribute for a better tomorrow, for all our children and children's children to come.
Okay, today I know that challenges and what looks like failure is
it is only opportunity and a new beginning for a better tomorrow.
Okay. When I grow up, I want to become
like Mario.
Okay. You mean a grown up version of Mario? Got
yes.
you.
Yes, and a better person.
What I know now that I did not know 18 years ago is that
I should not look for success outside me, but I should develop my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that needs to be success is within me. Sorry, I can't hear you.
The one thing that you always find in my fridge, in my refrigerator is
milk. I like milk too much.
In the next 10 years, I see myself
as a pioneer on helping more and more women in Africa to be free financially, free from all other stress.
when things do not go the way I want,
I learned from my mistake and ask why did it not go the way it was, because every time it will go.
if today was my last day on earth, I will
love more, I will respect more, and I will make the best out of who I can ever be.
I want to be remembered as an African who
contribute and leave a legacy for a better Africa.
Okay, woo, applause, applause, applause. I don't know how you feel out there. That was a quick reality check, quick, putting it all in a nutshell. This allowed you to see our master teacher from a different perspective. And I think that we had. So because we had a small hinge starting up, we are way ahead, a little bit ahead of our normal masterclass time. But Mario, before we wrap this all up, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for your lessons. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for doing the things that you do. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I just like to say thank you for the opportunity that you gave me to share a piece of my life with everybody. And thank you for the audience for take your time, your precious time that you could have done something to come and listen to me. I'm very humble to be a part of this journey to make Africa tomorrow. I hope that I've impacted you in some other way. I hope that I could make a difference, that you can go and make a difference to somebody else's life. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Mario. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for this amazing masterclass. So those of you who are joining us, I see you online. I see you joining via YouTube and Facebook. Please share this masterclass in your circles. Let's make an impact in people's life. Let's use, the light that we're shining here to spark the light in someone's dark corner. Let Mario's scars be the star that light up someone's life somewhere. And that's why we're here for. Again, this masterclass is every Saturday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. We bring you the GloBUNTU School of Life masterclass, live on Facebook and YouTube. This is a family class. This is storytelling that like we know in ancient times, when there was no TV, and we encourage you to join. If you want not to miss a masterclass, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel to get the conversation going. Again, the masterclass is over, but it is not over. We still take your conversations. We welcome your views. We welcome your opinion. If you think you are a master teacher, you have gone through life, you have those lessons in place that you want to share with us, please inbox me. I'm looking for master teachers. If you know anyone around you who is, who qualifies to be a master teacher in this School of Life, please feel free to share. And that said, I thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us. I look forward to having you in the next masterclass on Saturday. Until then, stay safe with your family and your loved ones. And remember, have a vision, discipline, determination, dedication, and hard work will let you do the things that you put on your mind to do. And always remember to be humble and serve. So we'll see you next week when we're here to serve you again. That was it for today. Have a wonderful evening and a lovely weekend.